Hello, hello, and welcome to another episode of Bodied, a Cloud9 fan cast. I'm your host, Havokpus, and I'm joined by my lovely co-host, Frozencreek. How's it going?
Well, it's 80 and sunny outside, so there's not much I can complain about
Oh,
here.
yeah, I bet.
Yeah, but I think I might be bad luck for the LCS team. I've only been to 2 games for the squad, and we have lost the finals in Detroit, and now we had a clown fiesta against CLG on Saturday. So I'm hoping the team just sucks and it's not me because I'm going again on Saturday and they play TSM. So I'm hoping it's a completely new outcome this time.
Well, we can only hope. Uh, we'll get to that in a second. But I do have some tiny bits of news to kind of announce first. For the Apex Legends team, they have found a third player in Rocker. I don't know who he is, but he's on the team now. So hopefully he does good.
Yeah, so I always assumed Apex was like not a 3v3 or a 3v all kind of game. So I guess that's news to me.
It is. I think we've been playing with like a sub for a little while, but
Okay, well,
it
I
looks like we
promise.
have like a guy now.
Okay, I promise at some point I'll try and watch.
I try to watch. They don't tweet out their events a lot, so usually it happens.
That's the issue. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, for Halo, they signed Bound to replace Renegade. And in the most recent Champions series, they won their group 3-0 pretty easy. They beat United but lost to Optic, who I think Optic's maybe like the champions right now, so that's
Yeah,
understandable.
they ended up beating Gamers first.
Yeah.
4-0.
We ended up beating G2 in the lower bracket, but lost to Gamers first in the loser semifinals. So
Yeah, we
not our,
possibly.
it wasn't our usual like I guess performance, but we lost against like I guess the two teams that ended up going to the finals that for this one, so it's not as bad.
Yeah, we could have been the third best team, but we ran into the two finalists.
Yeah, you never want that. Plus, we have a new player, so I imagine it's going to take a little while to get him like
Yeah,
acquainted with everybody. So not too bad.
yeah.
Um,
It seemed like a quick little tournament over the weekend, and they didn't really tweet about it either. I don't think so.
yeah, they've really been paying attention to like their big teams lately. I don't know when like a lot of the smaller stuff's going on, so it's kind of hard to like figure out when.
Yeah, it's easier for me to go through Twitter for last week's news, but I do kind of miss all of their tweets.
Yeah, same here. It really helped me help keep me informed of like what all is going on.
Yeah, like I don't even think the main account said that Cloud9 Academy was playing Improvement Grounds.
No, yeah, they haven't been tweeting about Academy like at all. It's really weird.
When it's like so easy because they play a couple games a week.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's Proving Grounds now. It's kind of
Right, yeah, it's not
I
even
guess.
regular season. It's so weird. But speaking of Academy, it was announced, I believe, like yesterday, Monday. CS:GO is getting an Academy team, and their first match, I believe, will be this weekend.
Yeah, that's what they seem to have said. Is this an all Russian team too?
I think so. I think they're not an NA team. They don't have NA players, that's for sure. The roster, for anyone curious, is strict, and that's spelt really weird because it's like there's like two S's. The I is a 1. Height, again, the I is a 1. Alpha, Dex, that's DEKZ, and Smet, where the 3 is in E. CSGO players really like replacing letters with numbers. They really like using like the leet speak thing. It's very old school. And their coach is F1N, or maybe that's Finn. I don't know how you say that.
It's probably Finn.
It's probably Finn. But it looks like we have a neat little academy team. And I think this is kind of interesting because I think this is the first time we've tried to do a CS:GO like academy team.
Yeah, it honestly seems kind of random, because it is the first time. The Valorant Academy team folded pretty quickly. So I'm not really sure what the plan is with this team.
Yeah, the shooter academy teams don't seem to last as long. I think that's maybe because there isn't like an obligation like the LCS where you kind of have to have an academy team and it's kind of necessary to, build up those the next generation of players and whatnot. So it feels like right now at least, it's a thing of they don't really need an academy team, like it's good to have one, but it's whatever. That could change because I think that the Valorant franchising, like picking teams, is still ongoing, and I think C9 is trying to get into that. So, we'll have to see how that all goes.
Yeah, and I don't think there's a dedicated circuit for academy teams. Which
No, I don't think. I think they would maybe just participate on the regular circuit, like all the other teams.
Is weird unless the prize money is like worth it.
Yeah,
but I can't imagine that it is for an academy team that's getting stomped in like the first or second round each game.
yeah. According to the information that I think they maybe published, it looks like their goal is to establish themselves as like a top 30 team. So they're not looking to be like we're going to be the #1 team. I think they're trying to remain, I guess, at least competitive in sort of the CS:GO space. So I think that's a good goal, especially for sort of up and coming players. Tempering expectations. Like we're gonna be the best. We're gonna like do all this, and just like look, top 30 is what we're kind of aiming for. If we could do that, I think we'll be all right. So I kind of respect that.
Yeah, that seems ambitious, but I couldn't name 30 CS:GO teams, so maybe it's not. And I guess it kind of makes sense in that way. If you can not buy out one contract, I'm sure that worth it at some point in time.
Yeah.
But yeah, they play this weekend, allegedly.
Well, moving on to Valorant, the boys are in their last chance qualifier, and they were having kind of a rough one. They beat Shopify Rebellion 2-0, but then lost to the Guard 0-2, which, to be fair, the Guard is a really good team, but it seems like they're just having these issues of not being as on, ever since Zeta left. They're kind of having these hiccups. There was even a clip of, I think it was Leaf. It was Leaf or Vanity, and he looked so upset the whole match. So I think that there's definitely going to try to be some improvements between that match and when they play next, which I believe is against NRG on the 11th.
Which is today, more or less. We're recording Wednesday, but it won't be out till Thursday, which is the 11th. So keep an eye out for that. But if we do win that match, there is quite a bit of a run that we still have to do.
Yeah, they still have a lot of work to do. If they win that, they're going to have to play against the winner of 100 Thieves and Sentinels. If they win that, they have to then play the loser of the Guard and FaZe Clan, and they're going to have to play the winner of, I guess, the Guard and FaZe Clan again. The winner of that match. So they're going to have to be playing against the Guard and FaZe Clan.
To win it, or to win it all. To beat both teams.
Yeah, so that's a really rough road ahead. That's going to be really tough, especially with our struggles lately of trying to, sort of hold and regain our consistency.
They're beatable teams. So I'm hoping that with some luck and a week of practice down, that they can improve a little bit. But it's going to be coming thick and fast this weekend with starting on Thursday. If they wouldn't play Friday, if they wouldn't play Saturday, if they wouldn't play Sunday. Yeah. So lots of games left.
Yeah, hopefully they can at least win a couple.
They just need top 3. Is that correct?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so top 3's the goal then. Which I think they can do. I think they can beat NRG and then either 100 Thieves or Sentinels. all winnable games.
Yeah, for sure. I guess with that out of the way, we can move on to talking about some League of Legends and the Academy games.
Yeah. Yeah. So last week we were talking about we weren't sure when Proving Ground started. It started Wednesday night. That night that we recorded, and we're talking about not being sure when it started.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it started that night. I found out shortly after recording. Cloud9 Academy beat the Cincinnati Fear 2-0. It was a really close game, actually. Both games were. If the Fear were a better team, they probably would have swept us, to be honest. I think they had pretty decent gold leads in both games. And we just were too good for them in the long run. And then Tuesday, I believe it was, we faced CLG Academy, beat them 2-0. Pretty straightforward. That was a much easier game for the most part. And that's a decent team too. They have Arrow and a few other recognizable names from the scene, if you're familiar with that. But after those two wins, they are going on to the winners' quarterfinals, I believe. So they have 3 more best ofs to win it all. If they lose, they drop down to the losers bracket. But they're playing AoE Jin Injured Turmeric next Thursday, I believe, at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is Captain Shrimp's and Wixie's new team. Captain
We'll
Shrimp's,
get the Academy Amateur Civil War that we've always wanted.
yeah, part 2 actually.
Yeah, part 2. That's right.
Yeah, part 2. So it's always fun to watch Captain Shrimps. He pulled out a Gangplank mid yesterday, which was fun to watch. And then Wixie, I don't think he did anything special, but they beat Immortals Academy, who has Arrow. That's what I meant. So that was a big one for them. I'm happy to see them doing well because Captain Shrimps is a fun player to watch and has a wild.
He was really fun, and he has like a really big champion pool too.
Yeah, he's kind of like Copy, but like more AD based, I guess.
Yeah.
But he also likes Rumble too. So I don't know. It'll be a good matchup. I'm sure Captain Shrimps and Copy have played together a lot. So that's one to watch, but that's not until next week, I believe.
Yeah, it should be really hype. I know Copy and Shane have been playing really, really well lately, so hopefully we can win that one and get a good game out of it. I guess moving on to LCS, we can talk about the...
Do we have to?
I mean, I really want to skip it because it was abysmal, but I think we have to talk about it for posterity's sake.
We should start with the fun part first then.
Yeah. So Frozen, you actually were live on the boots on the ground at the location.
I was boots on the ground at LCS Studios on Saturday. It was really fun. I went alone. I looked up some information beforehand, seeing like if there's anything I should do, and they said you arrive an hour early. When they said that, they meant an hour early before the games, and not an hour before the time that's on your ticket. So my ticket said 11:30, which is 2 hours before game started. I was down there at 10:30 a.m. So I walked around for an hour, went inside, got some nachos, some bulgogi nachos, which were really good. The studio itself isn't really all that big though. I would probably say it's maybe 70 yards wide and not much longer. It probably sits like maybe 200 people.
Yeah, I know from the pictures it's not that big.
No, it's really not. The stage is like a third of the studio. So if you've seen like a photo of the stage, it's like 2 more of those like back and bleachers and stuff. If you were ever curious, the casters are with the crowd, so like they're sitting. They have
Yeah,
like
I know the casters are
5
just kind of like
rows.
off to the side.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's kind of how I kind of would have expected it after seeing what they did in Detroit, kind of. So that was not unexpected. Uh, when I was eating my nachos, I did see Impact and Danny outside the gate. I'm not quite sure what they were doing because EG played remotely. So I saw Impact and Danny at LCS Studios, but they didn't play there. I saw them get picked up at one point. So I'm assuming it's a COVID related thing. So I'm assuming I didn't catch it from them, but always a possibility. I also saw High running across at one point. I kind of wish I stopped him. He's really tall, actually.
Oh, is he? I never pictured him
Well,
to be super tall.
not like 6'6", but he's probably like 6 foot.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't look very big, but he's probably like 6 foot, 6'1",
Yeah.
6'2", my height. So I kind of wish I stopped him. I'm gonna look out for him this weekend because I'm going on Saturday again. I was kind of disappointed mostly with the fact that probably a third of the teams weren't there. I don't think 100 Thieves was in studio. EG was definitely not in studio. Licorice, Golden Guardians was not in studio. So I didn't stay for the last game. It was like Immortals versus Dig.
Oh yeah, those are fun
I
though. It's like a wet noodle fight. It's a race to the
I had
bottom.
things to do, so I was getting dinner with a friend. My girlfriend's high school friend works on TFT, so we were meeting up with him for dinner. So I got to hear about some of the working at Riot life. I also met someone from the Legends of Runeterra community team.
Mhm.
Super nice guy. I'm hoping he's there on Saturday, but this week apparently they're doing some meet and greet stuff before or after LCS on Saturday. So I bought tickets. There were like 5 left when I bought them yesterday afternoon, I think it was. So I would assume that possibly because there were a lot of tickets left last week, and I actually had a really good seat too. So my seat this time's not as good. If you're, oh, I also got to see some couple get engaged.
Oh yeah, I saw that you said that someone like proposed like
Yeah, it was
at
weird.
the thing.
No, it was super sweet. So between games, most of the people leave the studio and go like get food, go outside, get a Red Bull for free, or there's an arcade where you can play League and stuff and Valorant in such in between games. But for those who stay, they throw out like little foam doll things. They're not very big, but I got a meep. So
Oh, that's rad.
yeah, so I got a little foam meep. It's like 4 inches tall. It's not very big, but it's cute. Um, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, for this game, we're gonna do something a little bit special." So they called this couple down to play a game, and then he proposed to her. So it was cute. Um, I don't know if anything happened after the games, but no, overall it was a fun experience. I sat by a CLG fan who drove down from San Francisco, so I guess for his sake, it's okay that we lost, but not really. But yeah, that's most of my experience. I think I rattle on pretty much everything I can think of that happened.
That sounds like a blast. I'm glad you had a good time.
Yeah, it was awesome. So I'm going again this weekend. Yeah, it was fun.
Well, hopefully it'll be more fun than the matches because boy howdy, we ran it down big time.
Yeah, it was rough to say the least. I guess we can start with the
The CLG game.
Yeah.
I really didn't like the draft that we did. It felt like there was no component that really worked with another, and it was just kind of you just pick kind of 5 pieces and we're just like go, and of course it didn't work.
Yeah, it seemed like CLG came in with a plan and drafted to it well. And we were just kind of caught off guard and not prepared for everything that they threw at us, which was disappointing because I felt that we didn't really get outplayed. We just kind of didn't have any answers to the tools that they had at their disposal specifically.
No, yeah, like it felt like they had like this really good dive comp, and we had nothing to stop dive, so Berserker and Sven were just getting dived on a lot, and Trundle had no tank stats to really steal, so he's not getting any survivability, and we don't have any shields to stop or anything to stop all of the healing and shielding CLG had. So it's just Trundle just dies, and then oh no, our front line's dead. Fudge can maybe try to out heal like some of them, but we have no front line to like make sure that he can like do that. And if Lucian doesn't get ahead, since he's kind of an early game kind of champion, he won't be able to catch up. And I think Jensen at least tried with his ear. The problem was I think they were just too slippery for his ultimates to really be effective, because he's going against Yone, who can just kind of go back once he kind of starts the shuffle play.
Yeah, his bullshit stuff.
Yeah.
And then it was that game that had the level 1, right? In jungle.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty troll also. And the CLG played it well.
No, yeah, CLG played really well. Like they
Poom, is that the support?
Yeah.
Yeah, he roamed up on Karma and made it a 3v2. So CLG read it well, played it well, but they did deserve to win, I think, certainly.
Yeah, and I think we had a lot of issues also going over there to the 100 Thieves game, where it felt like a similar thing of there wasn't a whole lot of pieces that felt like we had going. Like, also, we had basically 4 melee champions. Like, how are you ever going to hit anybody when you're going up against the poke of Ari, Sivir, and Yuumi? Like, you're not going to be able to...
Trundle.
Also Trundle. Like, you're not going to be able to, like, do anything to them. Like, by the time you actually fight, like, you're already at, like, 2/3 to half your health. So, like, it just felt so weird that we drafted 4 melee. I know Gnar is kind of like half melee, half range, but you only fight with him around the Gnar bar, and once he's in rage, he's melee, so I consider him melee. Blabber also kind of lost both sides of the Trundle Wukong matchup.
Yeah, he did.
He really didn't look good on Wukong. I really hated that we had him pick Wukong, because he did not look too bright on that pick.
Yeah, I thought that Sven didn't look all that comfortable on Sona either. There were a few times where I was like, should you have ulted there? He still has ult. Why does he still have ult?
Yeah, he's like, his Sona looked okay. It did look like he wasn't playing as well as he would on like Lulu or Yuumi or like Nautilus. It seemed like he was kind of looking a little weird. Sven actually addressed a lot of the 100 Thieves game in an interview with Travis, where he was basically saying just like the team just made a lot of really bad decisions, and that really compounded, because they did a thing that the C9 seems to do a lot, where they get a kill, and instead of just like, look, like you got the kill, you maybe got a neutral objective, just take the W and leave and then reset. They extend themselves and they chase, and then it gets them killed even more than just being like, hey, look, we got a thing, let's cut our losses and come out on top. They did a lot of overchasing, and a lot of just really bad choices. And I think he said also that 100 Thieves was making plays that they clearly anticipated that 100 Thieves was going to do, but they just didn't do anything about it. So it seems like there was just a real lack of shot calling and awareness that game, which I think you could probably fix, but at the same time, it's like, do you really want to have like these issues like this late into the summer season. Like playoffs is in like a few weeks.
Yeah, there's one more regular season weekend left.
Yeah, so like to have these issues, I think is just not acceptable. You know, I think the shot calling of the team, I think you really have to call in the question, like whoever's doing it, like you really need to be like, why are you doing this? Why do you think it's okay to do?
Yeah, and I really don't know. It was just a rough weekend overall. That I really felt like no one came up prepared to play.
Yeah, we definitely just look super bad and not prepared for anything. Because the drafts clearly showed with like what our compositions were versus their compositions.
And like watching Blabber play Wukong was frustrating because I watched the V5 top esports game from yesterday, from Tuesday, and seeing how they layered CC on top of Wukong all was so broken. So it would be like a Wukong all into a Nami
Like,
bubble
the
into
knockup
like
like
a
lasts like a good
stun or a
while.
snare.
Yeah,
It's stupid and it's
it's
easy
very
CC.
broken.
Yeah, so you can knock them up. You can gnar alt them into a Sona alt, into a stolen Yumi alt, and then how do you even like fight against that? Like it's an
Yeah,
instant death. So it was he just didn't really look. The whole team didn't look comfortable with him on Wukong either. So it wasn't just Blabber, I guess, but
yeah.
he didn't look good.
Yeah, I think that the team, and I think this is maybe a thing for the past like few splits. It seems like they're just not comfortable with going outside of their comfort zone for picks. Like when the meta shifts, we can't seem to really like push ourselves like picking up the champions that are popular. You know, like once like Hecarim and Olaf or whatever either permaban or just getting out of the meta, it seems like yeah, I'm just saying I'm just picking Blabber in particular because I've noticed this pattern more with him than others, but it seems like for the whole team it's like this. He just really struggles with playing the same level of play with other champions that aren't those. Um, and that's been an issue for a little bit, and I don't know why we're still having this issue.
Yeah, me neither. Jensen was always kind of that way on new champions too.
Yeah, I do. I remember for the longest time I remember when he was originally on Cloud9, like Lissandra was a big thing, and he refused to just play Lissandra. He's like, I'm not playing Lissandra. You can't make me play that champion. I'll pick any other champion before I play Lissandra.
And then once he picked it up, he played it well.
Yeah, yeah. When he was on Team Liquid, then he started playing Lissandra, and everyone was like, "What the hell?"
I'm pretty sure I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he played some Lissandra in the Africa quarterfinals game at Worlds too.
Maybe I can't remember. From what I remember, at least
That
my
was
memory.
yeah.
My memory could be wrong since it was a while ago. But I don't remember him ever really playing Lissandra on Cloud9. I think he may have had like one or two games, but it was never a champion that he like ever prioritized, and he never wanted to play it.
That part is true. Although Chinese teams are playing it now, so I don't know what the issue is.
I don't know. I'm not really like mid lane. It seems like you can play a lot of stuff, so there's not really much of a worry on like getting a particular champion, you know. And I think Jensen can play. He's been playing stuff like Azir and everything really well. I think the issue is just with the shot calling issues and the drafting issues. He's not able to really do his job and carry because it seems like Jensen still has the potential to carry, but he's just not able to. He's just not able to really pop off like he should be.
Yeah, he had the Talia game, which I actually didn't think he started that game off all that well, but somehow he picked up a bunch of kills and still steamrolled it. He had the Azir game, I think, maybe the same week or the
Yeah,
week
yeah.
after.
I think it was this. I think it was the same week because he wasn't doing like anything flashy, but he had like the most damage on his team, and he was helping get a lot of kills, and he was keeping everyone really low. Like he was doing like
Yeah.
what Azir needs to do instead of like killing himself with like flashy shuffle plays.
Yeah, his one good week.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is the final weekend of the season coming up here, so I guess we can take a look at it.
Yeah, we have a super week, so that means that we will be playing 3 matches instead of the traditional 2. Friday at 9:30 Eastern. It's a late one. We're going to be playing against Immortals Progressive. On Saturday, we're going to be playing against our old rivals TSM at 6:30 Eastern, and then on Sunday we'll be playing Evil Geniuses at 4:30 Eastern. Overall, I think that we can at least win 2 of these 3 games if we actually.
We should, yeah.
We should win 2 of these 3 games. Not saying we will, but we should win 2 out of these 3, at least on paper.
Yeah, Immortals continues to be bad.
Yeah, and TSM is still kind of struggling since like they've had like all of these like roster shenanigans and everything going on. So they're not in the best of places right now. So we should at least beat them. Elo Genius is the one that we're probably going to be looking at the most, and I just, with how they've been playing, everyone on Evil Genius looks really crisp, really good, really together. I don't know how we beat them. Like you have to really make sure Danny and JoJo do not pop off, because if you give them any advantage, they will take it, and then Evil Geniuses will compound that, and then we'll just lose.
Yeah, I will say EG did look, no, maybe it wasn't EG, but TS, nope, I could be wrong. Yeah, EG's been playing really well all split long, which is why they're sitting in first place still. And it kind of feels like there's not really much of a chance that we can win that game. But also knowing Cloud9, that is also a game that we could also win.
Yeah, I think it really just depends on if the team is there and are, we actually make good drafting decisions. I will say this, for this split at least, I don't know, like every time we go into the game, I have a little less confidence in the team, either when it comes to drafting or their play. So I'm hoping they can regain that with this match, because they're going to need every bit that they can, especially in the early game, because that seems where we really struggle lately, is just kind of getting the game off the ground and not taking bad early fights and then losing and then having us already be kind of in a hole that we have to dig ourselves out of.
Yeah, and against bad teams, we can generally do it, but I will say that I think our bot lane better this week, which is certainly going to help in the long run. But if mid and top are falling a cumulative 100 plus CS behind, then we're going to have major issues.
Yeah, I think definitely they're gonna have to really step up. It's not like they've been playing super bad, I don't think, but I think it's definitely a thing of they haven't really been playing at like their full potential, and they've just been struggling.
Yeah, and we're gonna need a lot of good fortune this weekend. Since we're sitting at 8 and 7, we are tied for 5th, and third and 4th place are 2 games ahead of us. Both TL and CLG have 100 Thieves next weekend, but they both also have 2 relatively easy games. I think TL has Dig and CLG has Immortals. So, and I think CLG also has TSM. So we are going to need some luck to try and get up to that 4th place spot, which is going to be really important going into playoffs. But also getting to an opportunity, or getting to the place where we don't have to play Team Liquid really early on either, is also pretty big.
Yeah, I think even getting through this week, I think getting through playoffs is going to be super tough, because it feels like everyone at the top is super strong, and having to overcome that is going to be just a task in and of itself.
Yeah, and I think looking at it now, we can beat CLG. I think that they just came in with a really good game plan, and we didn't know how to answer to it. But I think over a best of 5 that we could make changes to our draft and to our gameplay to counter any kind of cheese that they might throw at us.
Yeah, hopefully this week will at least be sort of like a learning opportunity, and we can, we can be ready for what happens this weekend. I don't have anything else on it. Do you want to? What's your prediction for this weekend?
It's a likely 2-1, I think. TSM's been playing okay, but we still should win. And beating EG is going to be tough, but maybe if they have first place clinched, then they might do something stupid for their last game. So who knows? 2-1 is probably the most likely. Could I see us losing 2? Very much so. I could also see us winning 3. So, but
yeah, I was gonna say pretty similarly. I think we're probably kind of in that range where it's like we should probably win 2, but I could definitely see like TSM or Immortals being a trap game, and then we lose those just because it seems like we're falling for a lot of those games.
Yeah, and our Sunday game could turn out to mean absolutely nothing too. We're 2 games back of 3rd place, 1 game ahead of 6th. So there's a universe where our Sunday game doesn't really even change anything for us or EG. So maybe we'll get something fun. Probably not, but maybe.
Yeah, maybe. We'll have to see.
Yep. All right. I think that's about it then.
Yeah. Well, thanks for listening, everybody. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Cloud9 Bodied and follow us on YouTube. And we'll see you later.
Yep. See you guys next week. Bye.